Very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the live webinar today. My name is Jun Liang, and I'm the trainer here in Amazon. So today's topic is regarding general product safety regulation for selling partners selling on the Amazon EU store. Just in case you're in the wrong webinar. All right, so today this is the webinar. I think on the same sign up page, if you select the drop down, we do have another webinar that is of a different topic. So just in case you missed that out, or if you actually did not intend to sign up this webinar for today, then you might need to join in or rather sign up for the other one on the selection of the date, huh? Select the right date. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with today's topic. All right, some important notice over here. Okay, so I see on the registration list that I think most of you are pretty new in the sense that you are new to selling on Amazon and you are also selling like less than a year. So if you're not aware, we do have the official YouTube playlist where I upload all my webinars there. However, the Q&A section is only available for live attendees like yourself, right? So to be fair to all of you who spend your time with me, so only the content itself will only be available in the official YouTube playlist. So if you have any question, let me know in the question box. You can type it there anytime. So when I took a break or what, I will look at the questions and I will address it at the end of the section. All right. So last but not least, I'll always check back to the Seller Central help or the Seller University in your Seller Central login, right? Because those information will be the most updated one. But whatever I'm going to share now is the one that is updated as of today. And because we have recording, so you might be actually watching it through maybe some recommendations from YouTube, etc. So just a reminder to check back to the Seller Central help for the latest information. Right, so this is a team I'm in. Seller Education is a fairly new team, I would say. A lot of people may not be aware that over here, Amazon does provide free training for newer sellers as well as the existing sellers. So as a new seller, I think it's a very good resource to kickstart your selling journey first. Right, so Seller University is where you can get a lot of the short videos, one-pager content, and very detailed guides to help you along your way. And the other one is the one that you are attending right now, which is the Amazon live webinar, where I will hold some of these training session and also invite the service provider, the partners, and even some other stakeholder from other teams in Amazon to actually join me in the webinar. And I think the best part is you can ask your question and then we will address it during the section of the Q&A part because everything is live. All right. So this today is General Product Safety Regulation, or you can call it the GPSR. So what is this? As on 13 December this year, 2024, right, it will be applicable. Right. So this regulation replaced the General Product Safety Directive and the EU Directive on Dangerous Products resembling foodstuff. All right, so what happened is going to introduce requirement for most of the non-food and consumer products offered for sale in the EU, right? And then it builds upon the market surveillance regulations from other existing EU directive and regulations. Where you can see it's a very regulatory thing, so I just gotta, read it through so that you understand what is this. Right, this GPSR will not apply in the Great Britain, like England, Scotland, and Wales. So it will, however, apply in the Northern Ireland under the Northern Ireland Protocol. Right, so there's actually a page you can search for it, or the European Commission web page. Okay, so I do share a few guides in my QR code as well on my page that you can get some of these links. All right, so the requirement and the scope, right? Just for your info again, right? This is for informational purposes. not intended as any form of legal advice. So if you have any questions about the laws and regulation concerning your products, I would encourage you to consult your legal counsel for better advice. Right, so what is in scope? Most non-food consumer products that are offered for sale in the EU are in scope of the GPSR, including use, repair, and recondition products, and even the spare parts. Right. So some exceptions you can see over here. Right. So first you have to verify the compliance of your product with the existing legislation. Right. Your product needs to satisfy all the existing requirements, having all the required documents, right? Test report, technical documentation as applicable, etc. You need to have it prepared. All right. So you must provide the declaration of conformity or the declaration of the performance to your responsible person. Okay. So if you need information on existing regulation, you can go to this product safety and compliance page in Seller Central. I have the shortcut bookmark in my QR code as well that you can scan it. Okay, so what is this responsible person and its requirement? Right, you need to have a EU-based responsible person for your product. Right, so the responsible person can be one of the following over here: manufacturer or brand if established in the EU, importer established in EU, all right, authorized representative established in the EU who is appointed in writing as the responsible person by the manufacturer or brand, all right, or a fulfillment service provider established in the EU. If there's no manufacturer, importer, authorized representative is established in the EU. Right. So if you fall into one of the above category, all right, and if you are the EU responsible person, you got to add your information to the label. All right. So last but not least, just make sure that if you are a reseller, we recommend you request this information from your supplier. All right. So if you are a brand owner, look at the note over there, the yellow part. If you're a brand owner based in Northern Ireland, you can act as your own responsible person or appoint another entity based in Northern Ireland as your responsible person. Right, again, these are the requirements. All right, the responsible person must do the following: collect the product EU declaration of conformity, right, and ensure that the technical documentation, etc., right, demonstrating the conformity can be made available by the manufacturer or the brand owner upon request in a language understood by the relevant authority. Right, so in some cases, yeah, inform authorities of any risks posed by the product. All right, have to cooperate with any market surveillance authorities, including ensuring that the manufacturer or the brand owner takes the necessary action to remedy any compliance issues with the product. Right, and then of course check for the compliance with the technical documentation, product and manufacturer information, instruction, and safety information. And also lastly, provide the documented evidence of the checks performed upon requested by the authorities. Right. So, yeah, once there is the responsible person, they must be labeled with the name and contact information of the responsible person in one of the EU's official languages. All right. So I think the next few slides will go through on the labeling as well. Right. So this will include like the postal electronic address of the responsible person. It can be attached to the product, packaging, the parcel, or accompany documents. Right, and then finally you must display the responsible person's name and contact information on the product detail page. All right, by following the instruction that I will share with you on how to submit your information to Amazon section. Okay, next is about the labeling part, which I shared earlier on. Right, you need to really physically label those products with at least one product identifier, right, like the type, batch, or serial number, etc. Right, make sure it is easily visible and legible for your consumer. Right, and of course the GTIN, the Global Trade Item Number, right, and the European Article Number, right? So depend on if the size or nature of the product does not allow it, the labeling can be provided on its packaging or the accompanying document. All right. So the labeling part, yeah, you have to label those products with the contact information of the manufacturer and the responsible person. Right. So if the manufacturer and the importer address are different, you will have to also include the postal or the electronic address of the single contact point at which they can be contacted. Okay. Now you can also use, all right, if you're using a QR code, you must also print the information in text form. All right. So as and if possible, the labeling of the manufacturer information must be placed on the product, right? Only when if not possible, then you put it on the packaging or the document that accompanying the products. All right, so this table just to show which of these product label and what is required in the product label and whether or not you need to upload, all right, and display online. All right, yes, yes, no. All right. Okay, lastly, you need to display the responsible person and the manufacturer's name and contact details in the online listing, which is your Amazon product listing, right? So you must also display a product picture to identify the product. All right, this is as per the normal Amazon listing requirement as well, which you need to have a product image, right? And you also need to display applicable warning and safety information on the product detail page for your products, all right, in the language of the country of sale. Right, this could include things like the toy safety warning, chemical hazard warning, and any other warning or safety information. Right, so this information can be displayed either as an image in the product or as a product manual or any other document that should contain all the required information. All right. So if for your listing on the UK based store, you don't need to do anything, or you don't need to submit any other information. All right. But for your listing that is listed on the EU based store, you will need to submit the required information. All right. Again, for more detailed instruction, the guide is available in my QR code as well. That will link you directly to the page. So where do you submit the information in the Amazon user interface, huh? So in Seller Central, right, you go to this part on regulatory compliance on the account health page, and then you go to the open tab. There's a tab called open. Okay, let me just zoom in for you. Yeah, account health page. You will see this in the middle usually, and then you go to the regulatory compliance. So if you can't see these, you remember if you're selling in multiple store, you need to switch to your EU stores, right? If you can't see this, right, and then go to the open tab, right? Next, over here, you will have to provide the contact information of the responsible person and the manufacturer. Okay, let me zoom in for you. All right, so this is the part you see. Right, at the step 3, follow the steps accordingly, right, and then enter your information for each row in the table, and then click on save. Okay, you need to add the information, manufacturer information, etc. Click on save, it'll bring you to the next steps. All right, you follow through the step-by-step guide, right, and lastly, to the end. All right, so once it's done, it will actually move it to the archive tab. Right, step 4, you have to provide the product safety and warning information. Right, you select the ASIN required, right, again in the same open tab, or you can use a search box to filter the list by brand if you sell multiple brands, or search by ASIN or SKU, right? And then you'll be able to upload the images. Okay, the next one, to if you need to edit an existing manufacturer or responsible person submission, right, you can go to the archive tab and select view or update option. Right, then you can follow through the steps to do and make the necessary changes. Right, so just for your info that we'll be adding the brands and the other info gradually over in the coming weeks in the car health page. So when there's new info, you will receive the email when it happens, right? Okay, we are almost to the end, to the section today. Now, just a summary of the actions required for selling partners who are selling in the EU-based store, right? The first one, remember you need to provide or rather proving the compliance, all right? Submit those information to Amazon, ensuring the compliance with GPSR requirements for your EU-based product listing. So if you're a brand owner, you have to verify the product compliance or enroll in the brand Amazon brand registry and appoint a responsible person, provide the manufacturer information, and also display the necessary details on the product listing pages. Right? And if you are the reseller, you also have to verify the compliance, provide responsible person and manufacturer information, and display the information, product pictures, and safety information. Right? So if you intend not to continue to sell those products in the EU stores, right, so remember to remove it, right? So you can remove the affected product that you don't intend to sell anymore in the EU from the inventory, manage your inventory page, right, or the FBA inventory page. All right, and then last 2 point. All right, so make sure you display those information on the product page. Now, once you submitted those information according to the steps I shared above, it should be available within 24 hours once everything is confirmed, right? And also submitting the information to Amazon as well. Use the option to add the compliance information and provide all the necessary details. Okay, so more information, you can check it out. So in this QR code is the same QR code that you can scan through, or is even in your emails when you sign up as well, right? That you can look at find more information. I put in a couple of links over there, specifically for the UK store selling in EU. Right, these are the three different guide that will be very useful for you to find out more. It's a more detailed version of what I'm sharing with you today. Okay, so I do have other session of webinar tomorrow as well, just to share with you. All right, so today this is the one you're attending, the GPSR session, and then tomorrow will be a listing optimization. So do remember to sign up if you have yet to sign up. So I'll be going through part three of what are the elements or what are the attributes that you can do or make use of to further optimize your listing. Right, and then in the middle of the October, I have the final checklist to prepare for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So today, I believe is the start of the Prime Big Deal Day. So I hope you have a very good sale during this season if you're participating in the Prime Big Deal Days. Right, and then at the end of the October, I have the Amazon Ads webinar together with the Amazon Ads Manager. Right, checklist for your Black Friday, how to set up certain campaigns so that you are ready for the Prime, rather the Black Friday, Cyber Monday that's coming up. Right, for those of you in Singapore, there are in-person session we call the Southern Seller Fest, one of the biggest event we have annually. Right, this time round it's a ticketed event, so do sign up if you're interested to meet up with other sellers and also to listen to what are the top sellers that we flew them in from other countries to share their insights. Right now, before the in-person event, there's also a couple of webinars. So if you miss it out, you can watch the playback as well. The most recent one actually happened in the last month, 30th of September. You can watch the playback, and then there's a fourth and the last of the pre-summit webinars available for free. All right. However, the in-person event will be a ticketed event that you can sign up. All right, I reached to the end of the session today, and I will go through the questions for the live Q&A right now.